ease over into the last round, being smart, decisive, strong. The course will be hard, no doubt, but I know I can do it. I have good things in my back pocket right now, so I'm excited.
This tournament's shaping up very much like what we saw in 2019 when Jennifer Kupcho, then the top-ranked amateur player in the world, went on to win the first Augusta National Women's Amateur. Reporting from Champions Retreat, Brendan Robertson, back to you.
News Channel 6's Darnisa Jefferson is live at Champions Retreat, and she joins us now with more about the day on the course.
Yeah, Jenny, it's been a long day for players like Alexa Pano, who've been here since 7:45 this morning to finish round one, which was suspended yesterday due to bad weather. Now Alexa is playing round two, and she's hoping to make it in that top 30 to make it to the final round on Saturday. Alexa Pano is back on the course. At 16, she's the youngest player on the course, making her second annual appearance after playing in the inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur at just 14 years old. Rainy weather suspended play Wednesday afternoon before Pano could finish round one, so she picked up where she left off today, teeing off early Thursday morning in conditions very different from Wednesday.
It was really early and it was freezing, and you're taking a cart ride out onto the course, which makes you even colder, and you're starting on a putt instead of the first tee, so it was kind of more of a conservative mindset, just trying to get loose as quickly as possible and trying to make some pars and some birdies.
Wind and cooler temperatures changing the difficulty of the game.
But it is windier and it is colder, so that's going to make it a bit more challenging.
But not changing Pano's determination to make a comeback after narrowly missing making the final round at Anwa in 2019.
For me, I knew that I needed to get off to a quicker start than I did last year, and I didn't really accomplish that. But I still have 18 more holes to do so and start out early with some birdies and get my name higher on the leaderboard. And so hopefully I can accomplish that.
Pano finished round one 5 over. Now we're still waiting for those scores from round two to find out if she'll make it to the final round. Reporting from Champions Retreat, Darnisa Jefferson, Wjbf, News Channel 6.
Recruit more minority-owned businesses. Sean Cabbage-Stalk reports. Folks, I promise this isn't our April Fool's joke to you, but something's going on back there, isn't it? Brad, why don't you take this one?
A local music legend and community leader, somebody very much a part of the News Channel 6 family for many years through his work with Parade of Quartets, has died. But the death of Robert Flash Gordon is leaving a lot of questions for his family. News Channel 6's Dee Griffin is here with more.
Family members say Flash Gordon lived a full life, but his daughters and wife feel he could have lived longer.
To most people, Robert Flash Gordon was a radio DJ, manager of singer James Brown, Parade of Quartets host, and former general manager of the Augusta Coliseum Authority.
He's a legend. He's an ancestor. Flash, just my daddy.
Mona Gordon is the third of Flash Gordon's 4 daughters. As the owner of Big G's Platter Shop and then the world-famous Pyramid Records, Flash was known for spinning hits and being a masterful businessman. He was a light in the music world, shining on up-and-coming musicians, exposing them to bigger audiences. But that light dimmed early last month.
He transitioned March 4th at 9:45 a.m. And we were surrounded. Me, my mom, my sister Nora. We held his hands, we kissed on him, we loved on him.
Despite previous health issues, Mona Gordon says he always found a way to bounce back until his final fight.
He literally fought. My dad was a fighter. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. And I feel like we've been robbed. I'm sorry. I feel like we've been robbed of time with him, and it makes me angry.
She and her family feel this was one fight he couldn't win.
In March of last year, his prostate cancer returned. We didn't know that until February of this year. Now, when his cancer came back in March of last year, he was under the care of his eldest daughters. Okay, so we weren't notified. The end of March 2020, they became the beneficiaries of both of his life insurance policies that me, my sister Nora, and my mother were on.
Now that her father is gone, she feels a personal battle is just beginning. But she says the family wanted one thing before heading into what could become a war.
Because of all of the drama that has gone on, we needed some semblance of peace. You know what I'm saying? And we wanted that peace to last as long as it could.
And we give our condolences here at Wjbf because Flash was such a big part of the Parade of Quartets family here. Now, Mona Gordon says she will cherish many memorable conversations with her father, including ones that were recorded not long before his death. Mona says a memorial will be planned for her father. Now, I reached out to Flash's older daughters for comment after initially hanging up on me. The daughters finally said they didn't want to comment until after seeing this story.
All right, Dee, thank you so much for that. Still ahead of local.
Today marks the beginning of Child Abuse Prevention Month. Students from MCG planted a pinwheel garden in front of the Children's Medical Center to raise awareness. News Channel 6's Ashley Jones was there and has details.
The pinwheel has become a national symbol of child abuse prevention. Advocates say it represents a fun and carefree life that all children deserve.
It's a life that many children should have access to, but in reality,
there's one child every 30 minutes in the state of Georgia who becomes a victim of child abuse.
Students from MCG, along with members of the Pediatric Trauma Program, planted a pinwheel garden as their way of raising awareness to an issue that may go unnoticed.
But here in Augusta, we are at the very top of the state of Georgia for our rates of child abuse. And some of the counties in our area, there's one county in our region that has child abuse rates that are 11 times higher than the national average.
The pinwheel has its own unique meaning at CHOG.
Each of these pinwheels represents one child this year that was cared for at our hospital because of child abuse.
Today, the organization planted 137 pinwheels. Kendra Holm is the program manager for the group, and she says since the pandemic began, child abuse rates have gone up.
Parenting is already a hard job, and it's been made that much harder by just all of the change and all of the craziness of the pandemic.
Holmes says it stems from a lack of education. Sometimes there can be a misconception of hard parenting and child abuse.
Georgia law defines child abuse being different from what they consider corporal punishment for people who decide that they want to whip their children or to use physical punishment. The differential is anything that leaves any kind of lasting injury.
That includes scars, bruises, or any signs of repeated abuse. Dr. Kevin Alvin with CHOG says most cases of abuse will involve infants under 12 months, usually with young parents.
Talking with your pediatrician about proper ways to take care of your children, understanding what children do at certain ages. There are some things that, for lack of better words, annoy parents that a child is supposed to be doing at that age.
Augusta University received a nearly $300,000 grant to research child abuse in Richmond County. I'll detail how that study is coming along on our website at WJBF.com. In Augusta, Ashley Jones, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Still ahead, a new Georgia law could change.
Taken to the hospital where investigators say he's being treated for injuries during the incident. Also, they say suffered some self-inflicted wounds. The fall semester will be here before you know it, so what will colleges require when it comes to vaccinations? Here's News Channel 6's Chloe Salsameda.
Colleges have taken steps to keep COVID-19 from spreading on campus, but it can be hard to do that in the dorms when students are living so close to each other. Now colleges are considering whether they'll require students to be vaccinated. Acceptance letters are being mailed. Colleges and universities are already planning for the fall.
We are expecting for fall 21 to be very similar to what we saw in fall 19.
Applications poured into Augusta University for the upcoming school year. It expects its classes and residence halls to be full.
Residence halls, especially for our first-year students, that's the place where you meet your new best friends for college. You meet students who you're going to know your entire college career. So we see living on campus as being an important part of just your first-year experience.
While students are required to be vaccinated for illnesses like measles and meningitis, they won't have to get the COVID-19 shot, at least not for now.
We will not be requiring a COVID vaccination because it only has emergency use authorization. Our current plan is to strongly encourage our students to be vaccinated and to offer them the access to do so.
This is the plan at universities throughout Georgia. UGA plans to return to full in-person instruction, full capacity in residence halls and dining facilities, and regular operation for other campus services. In South Carolina, USC Aiken tells News Channel 6, until the vaccines have full approval from the FDA, it is not likely they will be required. These plans could change, but as of right now, students will only need to bring a mask to campus, not a vaccination card. In Augusta, Chloe Salsameda, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Leaders in Aiken looking to provide more